This video is brought to you by Hoodbeast.com. Design your own custom hoodies. Hoodbeast.com. We are beast.
Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zach Lee. See, this right here is kind of interesting. As you guys know, in this year's draft, the Sixers will be picking at number 3 and the Kings will have their first pick at number 5. Now, it was originally supposed to be Kings at 3 and Sixers at 5, but when Sam Hinkie was doing his thing for Philly, one of the deals he put in place was for the Sixers to be able to swap picks with the Kings in this year's draft. The man was a visionary. Anyways, the Kings and the Sixers could be looking to re-swap those picks as news broke that the two organizations might be talking about a draft day trade in which the Kings received the number 3 overall pick again and Jahlil Okafor in exchange for Ben McLemore and the number 5 pick. At least that's what's been rumored so far. Now, I know Kings fans will probably be happy with this, even if that means taking on Jahlil Okafor, who isn't bad by any stretch. You know, he is a very talented low post big man. But it's just the fact that they already have, you know, a couple of good solid young big men that kind of throws us off. But at the same time, we all know the Kings front office loves their bigs. And as for why they want to move up so badly, it would most likely be sure to ensure they get the player they want, De'Aaron Fox. In a bunch of mock drafts, Fox lands anywhere from the 3rd pick to the 5th. And if the Kings really want him, giving up an asset like Ben McLemore, who they have reportedly been shopping for a while now anyways, is a very low cost move. And as for Philly, why on earth would they trade down and only receive McLemore in return? I mean, if, and the emphasis is on if there, but if they do this, it will mean they are trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Look, if the Sixers are sold on Josh Jackson or Jason Tatum, since they do have high interest in both players, and trading down to the number 5 pick in the draft makes all the sense in the world. Because if the Kings want Fox so bad, then the top 3 picks, it will most likely be Fultz, Ball, then Fox, meaning the Suns can either take Tatum or Jackson, and one of them will still be left on the board for Philly to take with the next pick. So they still get their guy. And while McLemore might not be the most exciting name to pick up, I wouldn't write him off just yet. Look, a lot of people around the league believe that McLemore is the type of player whose career could be saved by a change of scenery. And he will be a restricted free agent this year, but he is a guy you won't have to pay anywhere near a max contract if you want to keep him. On top of that, he's coming off his best shooting season so far, where he shot a little over 38% from distance. And even more promising than that is that after Cousins was traded, he began to play pretty well, or at least better. I mean, in the games he did play, he wasn't forcing shots or anything, but when he did shoot, he was making a good percentage of those shots, which is exactly what Philly could be looking for, since one of the holes they still have to fill on their roster is the 2-guard position. And they're most likely not looking for a guy who will be their 1st, 2nd, or even 3rd option, but a 3 and D, or a solid catch and shoot type player, since the bread and butter of their offense will still focus around Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. And this trade and getting McLemore as a whole is a very high reward, no risk type move. I mean, because it's like if McLemore works out, then it's great. You basically got him for free. If he doesn't, that's fine too. They've been looking to give away Okafor for the longest anyways. So to recap this one real quick, the Kings really want to make sure they get De'Aaron Fox, and the Sixers are trying to take advantage of that. As you would probably expect, teams have been calling Boston about their number 1 pick in this year's draft. Talk about them trading this year's pick has been going on for over a year now, but it's looking more and more like the Celtics could very well just keep the pick. I mean, which they should do anyways. I don't see how you could just trade away a player like Markelle Fultz, and on top of that, have the possibility of pairing him with Michael Porter Jr. in next year's draft if Brooklyn remains as bad as they were this year too. I mean, hey, is trying to win now and compete with Cleveland and Golden State really the best option? You could get Porter and Fultz on the same team and still have Jaylen Brown as well, with all the potential he showed this year, especially in the playoffs against the Cavs too. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't be able to give up any of those guys, since it sounds like that could be a dynasty in the making. But I'm not Danny Ainge, and Ainge is keeping all of his options available. As he said, a handful of teams have already expressed interest in getting the number 1 pick from them, and the only thing they know for certain is that they have the number 1 pick right now. And they're also not sure with what direction they're going to go with that pick, basically meaning they will trade the pick if the offer is right. Like I said though, that offer would have to be really right, like really right for me to trade that pick, because just the thought of Fultz and Michael Porter Jr. and Jaylen Brown on the same team. It just gets you thinking. And the only person I would trade the pick for personally, besides Kawhi Leonard, which really isn't realistic, is Anthony Davis, who is only a smidgen more realistic than Kawhi Leonard, so it's most likely not going to happen. The Knicks own the number 8 overall pick in this year's draft. And the latest news to come out, well, there are actually 2 pieces of news regarding them in this year's draft. The first is that they and the Blazers are discussing a possible trade. You know, the Knicks want one of Portland's 3 first-round draft picks, and in return, it is rumored that all the Blazers would want to do is for the Knicks to take on the contract of Mo Harkless. So basically, for the Blazers, this would be a salary dump move so they can look to sign better players in free agency, and of course, the Knicks would get another draft pick. And the next bit of news, though, is that they are giving heavy consideration to taking Dennis Smith Jr. with the 8th pick. Now, Dennis Smith Jr. is the biggest wild card in the draft this year because he has the talent and potential to literally become the best player in the draft. Like, seriously, he could be that guy in 5 years where everyone looks back and it's like, how did 7 teams pass up on this guy? But there is a reason teams could pass up on him, and that is just because of how inconsistent he was in college. I mean, some games he looked brilliant, like he really could be the next Westbrook or Damian Lillard type player, and then other games he would just dribble the air out of the ball and not look so great at all. You know, teams kind of fear that he could become like what Derek Williams is today. You know, he has a lot of potential and is a great athlete, but he never really learned how to hone that potential and use that athleticism on a consistent basis. But that being said, I think it'll be more than worth it for the Knicks to pick him up at number 8. I mean, you can always teach him how to play the game the right way and to use his athleticism. But what you can't teach anyone, though, is the natural freak of nature athleticism that he has. And either way, if they're choosing between Dennis or Frank, I mean, they're both risky players, but Dennis is the one with far more upside. But that being said, Frank probably is safer because you know at least you're getting a capable defender. But I'd still go with Dennis. So the Detroit Pistons own the number 12 pick in this year's draft. And even though they're gonna hold a workout with Justin Jackson, who, if he is available, is the guy I personally, as a Pistons fan, would want them to take, since I think he could be the sleeper in this year's draft, rumors say that the Pistons would much rather look to trade their pick in a draft for a veteran player who can contribute right away. Look, for some reason, the Pistons are in a win now mode. And after last year, when they were one of the biggest disappointments in the NBA, that may sound crazy, and it is. But Van Gundy strongly believes in the group that he has been able to put together so far. And he blames last season not going as planned on the injury Reggie Jackson sustained during training camp last year. And I believe I already reported on this a while back, but Van Gundy said that after the season ended, that Reggie Jackson will come back next year and he will have the best season of his career. And it's because of that belief that he thinks they should go all in right now. The thing is, though, the Pistons don't have a whole lot of cap space heading into the summer, and they still have to pay KCP, and it's looking like he'll be getting a max contract worth around $25 million per year. So any player that do land in a trade probably won't be that much of a game changer because they can't afford a game changer. As I was just going through the news, it kind of just hit me. I kind of just put 2 and 2 together. One player the Pistons could look to trade that pick for could be Jordan Clarkson from the Lakers. As about a week ago, Magic Johnson came out and said that everyone except for Brandon Ingram is available for trade this summer. That includes D'Angelo Russell, Brandon Ingram, Luol Deng. I mean, who, if they found someone to take him, would be, wait a second. The Pistons are looking for a veteran. Luol Deng is most definitely a veteran. Please, SVG, please, I beg of you, not this. No, he wouldn't do that, would he? No, he definitely wouldn't do that. I hope. Please, SVG, don't do it. As I was saying, though, everyone is available for trade, even Luol Deng. So not only does that mean Jordan Clarkson is available, but the Lakers are reportedly actively shopping the 24-year-old guard. Now, I fully believe the story is true because I could see Clarkson asking to be traded. I mean, if the Lakers are about to draft Lonzo Ball, that spells DOOM for Clarkson's minutes, since just about all the minutes in the backcourt be eaten up by Russell and Ball. And a lot of NBA teams would love to have Clarkson. I mean, he's still pretty young. Like I said, he's only 24 years old and will be a more than solid 6-man, or heck, could even be a solid starter on some NBA teams. I mean, he had a really good year for LA, averaging just under 15 points and 29 minutes per game. And his contract isn't too bad either. The Lakers had just recently signed him to a 4-year, $50 million deal. And seeing as to how the Lakers are paying Luol Deng $72 million, honestly, on that note, I just want to say last summer was so bad contract-wise for the NBA. There were more terrible contracts given out last year than any other year in NBA history. You had Mozgov, Deng, Noah, Parsons, Turner, Crabbe, just a lot of terrible contracts. Anyways, Deng is getting $72 million over 4 years, so compared to that, Clarkson's contract is actually a steal, and I'd be surprised if a team doesn't snatch him from the Lakers this summer. And that is going to lead us to the question of the day. What draft day trades can you guys see going down this year? Do you see any surprising moves happening, any big moves happening? Let me know down in the comment section below. But now let's take a look at what you guys said in yesterday's video. And yesterday, after the Warriors blew the Cavs out in game 1 of the finals, I asked you guys if that changed your opinions on the outcome of the series, to which you guys said, my finals prediction didn't change because I already had the Warriors winning it. From my view, I think game 1 told us the Warriors really are in charge. They have a perfect playoff record and beat the Cavs by 15. Although I am a Warriors fan, I do believe the Cavs will win game 2 with LeBron and Kyrie pulling through. Question of the day, I still got the Cavs. I just can't see LeBron losing another finals. After his great year and not even being top 3 finals for MVP, someone didn't vote for him the first team, plus the way he's been playing up to this point, do you see him losing? Because I don't. Except for when maybe, his first time in Cleveland against the Spurs, and in 2015 when Kyrie went down, I don't think I ever thought LeBron would lose in the finals. But of course, it has happened 4 times. But that being said, I still don't take anything away from game 1 at all. I don't think you can get a good scope of how a series is going to turn out until maybe game 3. And if a series goes to game 5, that is when you can tell what the outcome is going to be. Like I said though, don't forget to leave your answers for today's question today down in the comment section below. But other than that, thank you once again for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the Bucks, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!